So we've also got Global into the quarterfinals of the Singapore Cup, and that could set up that really nice, intriguing clash later on, Global versus Loyola, hopefully in the semi-finals. But first, they've got Brunei, the team from Brunei DPMM. They're in the S League also, and I think they're 8th in the S League at the moment. So they're not as good as the competition Loyola face. What do you think we can expect though from Global? Because it's their first time in the Singapore Cup.
It's their first time, that's right. But this is also the second, international competition that they've been in. Of course, we were referring just to the AFC President's Cup, just some discussions back. I would think that at least they would use that kind of experience, especially because they were unlike in the setup in the Singapore Cup that you just advance after defeating one team, right? The difference is from the President's Cup, it was a group stage, so I think as far as exposure to the styles of play, for example, from teams from club teams from other countries, somehow Global, I would say, perhaps has this to make up for, given their lack of experience, at least with respect to the Singapore Cup itself.
And Global have added in quite a few players for this. In the last few weeks, they've got some of the under-23 players. Amani, I think Aguinaldo is there now. He's Coach Brian Reed has been raving about him as a centre-back. But then you got bigger names, Joshua Beloya coming in as an Ascal. But also we've just confirmed Paul Mulders is with the team in Singapore. How do you think these big signings are coming in? Yeah, Rufo on loan, sorry, Mark Hartman has come in. For Global. How do you think this is going to affect the team balance, the team chemistry in the end?
I think at this level, like professional players, quality players, it's gonna be easy for them to adjust. Like once the playing formation, the system is in place, the playing style has been relayed to them by the coach, it's gonna be easy for them to adjust. I really fancy their chances because now they have a lethal striker, unlike during the President's Cup where they relied on Dennis Wolf, who really underperformed. Or maybe we're just expecting a lot from him. Anyway, so now they have Rufo up front.
Who's the league's leading scorer? Yeah.
So I also think they have a very good chance. Although DPMM is also a formidable opponent. You know, I was in Brunei a few weeks ago, and then I got to talk to our liaison officer about how the club is formed. So the club is owned by the Prince, and then whoever he likes from the existing league in Brunei, like when he sees a young player, he likes him, he just tells the club, okay, give me that player. So they release the player to him, to his club.
Release it.
It's as easy as that. So we also have to expect the best Burmese players playing in this club.
So I guess monarchies have their advantages. Maybe something similar could be considered for the UFL.
Because if they don't release the player, I'm the Prince. No subsidy.
Nice.
No government subsidy.
It's a very interesting political aspect to it. Obviously, Singaporean football is leagues ahead of Brunei, and so it's good for their national team in some sense. For you, Nate, how would you see this game going in terms of, for Global, they might not have been able to scout them out as much as like local competition, but do you think that their firepower in particular will carry them through now that Rufo's there?
Yes, I think so. In fact, we were discussing earlier that he is actually the league's leading scorer, at least last season. And we know where he took his club, Stallion, because of that. Now that he is with Global, at least on loan, at least for the Singapore Cup, we don't know what that could do, because again, I just don't know if they would suddenly rely almost completely on him just to create all those attempts on goal. But we'll see. I think you're right. We're not too familiar with this particular opponent. But however, let's also not think that. I think also it's important to point out that I think most members of the Brunei national team are also with DPMM. So I think we consider them as regional minnows, but maybe not in this particular case. Let's not speak too soon.
And they have a number of French players.
Also, yes, Brazilian also, I think.
Brazilian,
yes. So yeah, I think with Rufo there, at least offensively, we can expect some improvements for Global.
Excellent. And okay, so let's hope that obviously Global and Loyola make it through, both reach the semi-finals. Semi-finals, Global or Loyola?
To advance to the finals.
Yep.
I'm torn because I would like Global to kind of make up for what happened in the President's Cup.
Okay.
Although I would also like for Loyola to try and win it all this time, after just making it to the semis last year. So I guess I'll go with Loyola.
Loyola.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All bias aside, Global Loyola, if they meet in the
Emotions
semi-finals.
aside,
Yeah.
just like what Nate said, I really want, because this is the second time Meralco has joined the S League, the Singapore Cup. So I hope they go all the way to the finals. But on paper, I think Global's pretty strong. They've added some great players. So on paper, I think they're a really strong team.
Okay.
But
So on
of
paper,
course,
Global, but
my heart goes to Meralco, and I hope they go all the way.
yeah, excellent. And so in quarterfinals, so are we
Okay.
are we unanimous that we want? Like, obviously, we think that both clubs will win that game.
I think so, yeah. And I think if only on the premise of these two clubs wanting to improve to better their past showing, President's Cup and the Singapore Cup last year. I think that should provide enough motivation for these guys.
Unanimous on that then?
Yeah,
Excellent.
definitely.
Okay.
Like you're playing abroad,
Yeah.
you're sort of playing for your country. I think that's motivation enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent. Well, we'll give you all the updates on that. I'm sure there's going to be some surprises thrown up in the team sheets this time around as well. So we'll obviously let you know what happens with those ones. Just follow us at FTW Sports, and we'll give you all the updates for the Singapore Cup.